Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to NFT Live on the Web3 Network. We're going to take you around the NFT and Web3 space and back, hopefully around an hour. Sitting here with some awesome people in the quad box, sitting here with some awesome people in the comment section as well. About to get after it, man, like we do every single day, Monday through Friday, around 1 p.m. Eastern. So nice to have everybody. Justin Casey, Knox Darkness, Christian Jensen, Swerve. What's going on? Nice to see y'all. We just pressed live, so we're going to get the sharing over there on X started, and we're going to get off and running. So let's go over these co-hosts here. Let's get around the quad box. What's going on, Biggie?
Dude, we've had some great shows. I expect nothing less now that we have D here with us. I'm ready to get into it. There's so much alpha out there. It's insane. My head hurts, you know? It's like you really, I still continue to go up into that fire hose of a fountain and try to drink everything, and it never works out.
Yeah, we had multiple different announcements on some different chains that we're going to touch on for sure. Some really cool say updates that we'll touch on, kind of breaking as we went live. DP, welcome. Nice bandana, per usual.
Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, man. You know, I try to do what I can do when I can do it. You know what I mean?
So, You see that bandana and you immediately think, oh, okay, DP is like fucking around in Blast now. Like that's where he's playing.
No, sir. No, sir. Not yet.
That's not the alpha. Okay.
Nah, Blast is not the alpha for me. I'm still shit coining it on Solana and BAYC and Ethereum too. Actually, my Ethereum player is doing the best for me right now when it comes to meme tokens.
Nice.
Pero Dinero is looking pretty nice.
I saw you post that.
Pero Dinero. Yeah, so the rumor is that is from the Pepe developers. So the coin has been out since like January or whatever, but the rumor went, I think I got in it last Thursday, and the rumor has been like, you know, the Pepe guys are the people behind it. So the chart has been looking pretty nice. And it's funny to even mention a chart with a meme token, but now the price has been fluctuating. But the thing is, it's been making higher highs, and even when it dips, you know, it's lower highs. So it's looking good. And then outside of that, you know, when it comes to my conviction plays, I'm actually in a good mood because yesterday, token that I'm mining called Equilibrium, they released their rewards schedule, and I'm happy to see that my wallet has actually been gaining rewards. I wasn't sure because you couldn't see the rewards that you were gaining from mining, but I'm gaining rewards, so I feel good. I feel good about it.
Drop that link in the chat. I'd love to bring up that profile and that platform.
So it's not a one-time thing. It's a drip type of reward system.
Yeah, you know how Biggie, we were setting up the servers and then mining. So that's
great news. I need to go check up on it. That's cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's DP Alpha for you there.
That's shit. That's deep alpha. Well, that's the rewards. That's not the right link, Q. Hold on.
All right, I'll pull that up here in just a moment. Gifted GM Web 3 went swimmingly. RWAs. We had a pretty deep conversation on both shows today. We're still talking the interchain stuff. Like, I feel like Say What was 30 minutes of interchain talk in the way that like a lot of these collections are operating, where they're moving to separate chains but still staying on their kind of mother chain, if you want to call it that. But yeah, GIF, what's going on, man? How was GM Web 3?
It's great. Yeah, talked about Ondo Finance and Stacks, some of these top crypto narratives. DP doing work though. Love to hear it. Just coming over here rubbing it in. So I'm gonna do my best DP impression and rub in the fact that I told y'all about oil at the end of the show yesterday, and then it ran. I didn't go big on it, but I did. I made a little bit playing it, but everybody was doubting. Everybody was like, that chart looks like trash, and you were all wrong.
I'm not even gonna ask the amounts or anything, but I love how it's small. Like, yeah, it was alright. It was small. How much? 10x. 5.
No,
10x.
I didn't say 10x. I got like an easy
crazy,
like an easy 3x, something like that. It didn't run that much. But it definitely from where I called it yesterday, it did.
All right, so what? It's the 16th today. Let's see where Gifted called this here. On the 15th, we're on the 4-hour chart, so let's zoom out to zoom in maybe to the 1-hour chart here.
It was down
here we
in
go.
that red
Yeah.
red zone.
I'll find it soon.
It was after that. It was after that, but it was in that red zone after it came down the second time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It was like right
Okay,
before that green candle is
it's
where
on
we're
military
talking
time.
about. Yeah,
there it is right here.
Yeah, so I played those little run ups.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm just saying, I'm full of shit a lot of the time, but every once in a while.
All right, Swerve
well.
and Justin Casey are getting to the main point. I don't want to bury the lead. I've got the thumbnail as Can Apes Recover? We've been holding off on that convo. I don't really want to have an hour-long conversation on this topic, but we really haven't had it either. So there's a little bit of convo that needs to be happening. Justin Casey getting after it already, saying the amount of coke spewing from ape round trippers is mind-boggling. The space is really retardido. Also saying that Justin Casey's also saying Alien World bag holders have a better chance of bag recovery. Ethan 8 Maxies look exactly like Waxies after their bags drizzled to zero. Like that.
I don't know about that.
That's a little bit of a hot take, if you will, but we can add some wax in there. We said we were going to cover some wax. Maybe we can look at what the hell Alien Worlds is doing. Also, if you tied yourself to Alien Worlds on wax, like I know that they had a great payout, by the way. Like I barely played that game and they had a crazy ass payout. So I'm sure some MFers got paid out, but long term, you're staying on Alien Worlds on wax? I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to be part of the convo today. Otherwise, we're going to get around the industry. I don't know if we're going to make it over to Dubai. Thank God we didn't for this trip because there's something going on, man. There's Gifted. If you do one of these one more time early in this show, if you pull one of these, I don't know. There's a lot of X's that are here in my pocket that I could throw your way. But yes, Dubai's underwater. They're like doing like some type of cloud seeding. Is that what they call it? And apparently there's some negative adverse reactions. But there's an event going on over there right now.
What I don't see is anybody like taking out their wakeboard and getting pulled with their Land Rovers or something. I would have thought like you guys would like be all over that, I mean, it's already,
I saw some skis. If that
you
helps.
did? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, somebody's getting creative over there. Good for you.
Just in case. Okay, so here's the thing, man. We get a lot of comments here, a lot all ranging. Okay, ranging. But we're talking about Ethan Wax. These are some of my bags. So I'm gonna come back with at least a little bit of a response. And then it's too much. I did a little bit too much there, Justin. I'm sorry. Apologies on that one. I didn't think I pressed down on the gas pedal too hard there. Guys, there's a lot of things happening around the space. I guess we'll kind of go around the circle again. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to here in the crypto markets over the last week. We haven't seen DP since Friday.
Yeah.
Before I do
It's
that,
been busy.
This is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. We're just talking about cool shit on the internet. DYOR. All right, DP, what do you got? You said the Equilibrium rewards. What else is going on in your neck of the woods?
What else is going on? Basically, shit coining. I'm about to start allocating to. I'm about to start allocating more to my conviction plays. We're getting things ready with cosmic bombs over on Solana. I've been helping out with that effort. That's really why I've been spending most of my time in that Discord, in the voice chat, and the Cosmic Bombs Discord. Bomb? So Cosmic Bombs is an NFT project that I'm a part of that is founded by Gil Nevo, who was the lead animator on South Park for about 10 years. Well, actually, he did a lot of things over at South Park, and I kind of just been keeping it on the low, but now we're getting ready for lunch and everything. So, and our Discord has grown tremendously. We probably got like 2,000 people in there now. One of the best voice chats, in my opinion, in the space. That's where I've been. When I talk about hanging out with the young DJs, that's where I'm at. That's where they are. Yeah, that's where they are. So
I'm gonna have to go check that out, D.
Yeah. So I'll link our Twitter. The artwork is pretty cool. The narrative is pretty cool. We're doing some cool shit. So yeah, man, just check us out. So I've been busy with that, and just doing some research around the space, seeing what's up next, looking at some of these AI tokens. Is there anything that I'm particularly excited about when it comes to AI outside of IO and a few others? I don't know, because they're coming out so fast. We're about to get, I think we're about to get bombarded with AI tokens.
So DP, we did have a comment here on YouTube about this project. So can you drop that in the private chat and I can just like share it on the both the comment section? There it is.
I will. Who said something about it?
Justin, he did. Here you go. All right, Squashman saying, don't be hating on my Apes Anonymous group. That is going to be a topic for the day. We are going to get to that here. We're going to take a look at the Ethereum projects over there in the NFT sector. Let's continue around the circle. So I just dropped the Cosmic Bums here in the chat. Let me see if I can get that actually shown here on the screen as well. Maybe we can take a quick dive. I do like the art.
Yeah, if you look at some of the promo videos that we have,
go ahead. I muted.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's no Lil Peckers, but
all right,
that's strike one.
Low blow.
This guy. This guy.
No,
it's all good. You just make sure next time you go to the store, you load up on jalapeno peppers, sir. That's the only thing you need to be worried about.
That's
the one with the thick veins.
No, this is fun. I like it. I like the net design, lo-fi design aspect of it. This kind of falls into what I would call good lo-fi design, right?
Yeah,
which is something that I was trying to explain to people.
Yeah, Gil is a genius when it comes to this type of artwork, and this is basically one of his lifelong works that he's had, one of his lifelong ideas, and it's pretty much about a world called Eterna, created by the master creator. And it's basically Cosmic Bombs is a place where you can come and be yourself, and you choose whether you're on a path to enlightenment or a path to riches, and you just come and right now we're just vibing out. We have some big things on the way though. We've been in some talks with some people behind the scenes, and we're just trying to make sure we do things the right way. One day I'm gonna come and I'm just give a full breakdown. Matter of fact, I'll invite Gil to the show, so he can explain, him and Jason, so they can explain it themselves. But
that'd be dope.
I just been kind of keeping it on the low because we've been building for about damn near about a year now. So I'll invite him in, and you can get it from the horse's mouth.
All right. As far as any mint details, is there like a general time frame on what you guys got?
So we are preparing now. We haven't come up with. Matter of fact, we had a meeting about it yesterday. We haven't set a solid date yet, but we are looking to set a date within the next few weeks. I have more details around official mint. But yeah, we don't as of right now, we don't have a concrete date, but it is coming soon. Very soon.
All right, Cosmic Bombs. I just dropped it there in the section there, the comment section. Also, if you're over there on X, let me see if I can get you guys that. It's going to be Cosmic Bombs K with a K. So all of the C's are K. So Cosmic Bums, BUMZ, with a K.
So a couple of things that come to mind. I mean, I like it. I think it looks cool. I was mesmerized by that video. And again, this falls into what I consider to be good lo-fi design, which tends to do very well. Puppets and Quantum Cats are two examples of this that have done very well recently. So the first thing that it makes me think of that might be worth looking at that we really haven't talked about is Lazauger, which is it's been trending. It went up to over an ETH floor price because apparently it looks like it's the same artist as the Bitcoin puppets behind an earlier project on Ethereum. So yeah, if you want to go look that up, because it's also really interesting, sort of similar style of very weird lo-fi creativity, and so you can definitely see similarities between like Bitcoin puppets and maybe even some of what's happening with Cosmic Bombs in there. strange graphic design character, PFPs, with a lot of internet culture embedded within it. But then the other thing that it made me think of, since there's like this South Park connection, is I may have known this, but I forgot it. I just found out again that apparently Casa Bonita is a real place in Colorado. For those of you who watch South Park, you know what I'm talking about. And apparently Matt Stone and Trey Parker bought it and renovated it and saved it and put like $42 million into it. So there's this big pink restaurant called Casa Bonita that's like a weird wonderland that they own. Anyway, they're amazing people. That's all I have to say. And basketball is underrated. All right.
How does that project sit there at 0.06 for months? Then all of a sudden, it's the Puppets creator. Gif, can you drop a link or at least a comment there on the NFT Live X post there? And
I'll
see if
put
I can pull
the
it up
name, and if you just search it on OpenSea, it's one word, Lazoge. I think that's how you pronounce it, because he's like French, I think.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need a spelling for that. So
I put it in the comments.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I like that though. I like that meta that we're seeing, right? Like people like going back in the archives now. So now we're gonna have I mean, we've talked about blockchain archaeology before, right? But I mean, maybe we didn't have enough history to really go back and look and uncover. And I love seeing that. Shout out to our brother Huda, who's in, I don't know why he's not here with us, that wizard. But yeah, he's fantastic at that stuff. I believe he did bring up Lazarjet as well on his show.
He's the first one that I saw it through, and then I found it on. It was trending on OpenSea.
He did it with, I don't know if it was Doi or Piv with the glass punks, right? Like a lot of people started bum rushing, the whole NFT base meta, and he like pulled this one out from like the blast from the past, right? And like, I like that. I like that. It's a great thing, right? Like I do see sometimes like comments from some artists feeling like they missed the mark, right? Like they didn't do very well on Ethereum, and they're thinking if they should go to another chain, which I don't discourage at all. But sometimes, just like every creator out there, right? Like it takes time for people to discover you, and sometimes it's for the better. I hope to see some of these types of metas resurface where, like just in case he's saying, it's like, I mean, it just makes for a great story, right? Like it sat there for 0.06 for 2 years. Nobody gave a fuck. And then all of a sudden, boom. These are great stories. And it kind of incentivizes people to start looking back, right? As opposed to just keep looking forward into the next mint, the next meta, the next whatever. That's good. We should encourage that. So fucking cool, man. Awesome.
All right, we have some pretty solid updates here on the Say side that I want to touch on very briefly. We again host that Spaces every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern via all three of our profiles, really. If you want to follow all of these creators up here, you'll be notified when we go live. But we do have some pretty significant updates. One, Ordinal Sands went live via the Sands Council, and that was on Magic Eden. We saw some secondary collections start to get sold. It was around $2,000-$3,000. Remember, this is a free mint. So some Sands Council members actually cashing in on that 115 supply collection. This one was bigger to me. I mean, that is a pretty significant, again, if a free mint to a 3K, like not a bad deal whatsoever. But Nochi is saying that DragonSwap, first of all, I didn't even know DragonSwap was trading
Me neither.
openly on this Say network and the Say blockchain. But it says DragonSwap is now supported on Coinbase wallet. Swapping Say to DragonSwap takes less than 10 seconds and is basically confirmed by time Face ID takes to confirm my face. So basically saying it happens quick. I'm very confused at this post.
Me too. Who posted it?
Nochi. So one of the members that's often in the Say What. This is supported on Coinbase wallet. So this is very confusing. I thought it might be Coinbase's interface. This looks like,
right?
Yeah, this looks like DragonSwap's interface though, doesn't it? So maybe it's on V2.
Yeah, I'm the part of the, I don't know, man, but it looks really cool. And if true, damn, this is huge.
Yeah, I was initially thinking Coinbase interface, and then you were going to see all of the Say tokens on Coinbase. But it looks like the individual's just using Coinbase. So I mean, it's still really fucking cool. Don't get me wrong. I need to dig more into this. We'll take a look at that on the Say Say What show in the morning.
Are they just using the Web3 browser in the Coinbase wallet to do this, basically?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of confused by this too. Other than like, yeah, it looks like a nice demo of the product of what the swap looks like.
Yeah, it says a test dragonswap.app. So this might be on V2. Okay, so yeah, a thing, something to come. I think we should probably look at it like that. But I thought this was bigger news than it was. It just popped up right as we went live.
Yeah. The thing that worries me a little bit about just a lot of Say stuff is that so much of it is constantly just talking about like transaction speed. And
like
I
do think it's gonna be. I do think it's gonna be heavily DeFi GIF. Like I think they're gonna lean in super heavy to trying to bring over as much DeFi as they can.
Yeah, which is good. I think that's great. I just again I don't know. I have, you know, we all have our own PTSD, and I've seen so many different protocols that just hype their tech, and that's like all they do is they get lost in like the TPS talk about like, you know, trying to measure dicks
100%.
on that, and it's just like I want to see real products, real communities, real builders, real cool apps and shit like that, you know. And it just seems like so much of the combo is constantly around. Look how fast we are.
Yeah, that's fair. Big E Poppins has brought it up multiple times. We've seen that with BAYC. We've seen that with multiple different blockchains where they kind of hype their tech, and then whenever the rush comes in, the tech doesn't stand up to it, which has benefited Say up to this point. But if that rush does come, that's where they'll really be tested. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to show off this last piece here, Ordinal Sands. You can see this is on Magic Eden. So already looks like 4 confirmed purchases, I think. Here they're claiming first 4 secondary sales, and they're in the 5,000 range actually. So we see 56, 5,400, 4,400, and a 4K sale. So I'm gonna check on Magic Eden and see if I can't get an updated look at the Ordinal Sands. But yeah, I mean, any takes here on this? I know a lot of the talk around this on Say What was the interchain and multi-chain kind of future we're in now.
To know that, I mean, obviously nobody's forced to tell their motives, right? But I would love to know, you know, it's one thing, it's like, hey man, I need that money or this or that, or another is like, hey man, maybe I feel bearish on Saiyans, like I sold all my Saiyans, or the community. I mean, those are the types of questions that come up to my mind that I'm like curious about. I would love to know from the people selling. You can never tell, right? Because these were given away for free and they're supposed to be a privileged position, right? Like in one of the top like projects on Say. And so to see somebody sell them, well, man, if you say you needed the cash, then I guess you really needed the cash, because you probably sold everything else, and no harm, no foul to totally get you. Either way, whatever you chose, or you just you just want to put it elsewhere. I'd love to know though the thought process, because I am bullish on Saiyans, and so to see that, I'm like, what do you know? Is there something that's in your mind or coming up? The only thing that I can postulate, obviously, is the whole Magic Eden is going to come in and somehow obliterate market.
There might be another answer here as we kind of dive a little bit deeper, Biggie, over the next few days. It might be like the way that the team was handling this was, it was very white glove, right? They like took some people away, like after they rugged, because this choice was made in February, in March. So 2 answers I'll give is like, one, those people might have changed their mind about Say in that time, and they received it. This could be from the team. This could have come from like the team, either via a couple different wallets, just selling the ones that they had. Because again, they're keeping some of the supply. They didn't like say, hey, Aaron Sage, we're taking yours, and then we're giving it to someone else. They just like, they have a team wallet of Ordinal Sands.
Okay. And these Ordinal Sands do not, like, they were never given with any conditions or any like not conditions. What do I mean? Like or promises, maybe like you, if you have one of these, you get to sit in the council. right? Or you get two, or not necessarily. Like you have to be selected for that. I'm curious, and I wonder if the people that bought them
It was
know
lightly implied. It was lightly implied. There weren't any real stipulations. This feels like an experiment. So I don't know. The timing of the sells is interesting to me because you see 4 sold at one time. It's like that feels like maybe something set up by the team. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like that theory. Okay.
All right. We're going to get to a couple other stories here. I just want to briefly mention Bored Ape Yacht Club, Ape Fest Lisbon. They gave a date. So they mentioned that they were going to be in Lisbon here this year. They said October 18th and 20th. This post was about 2 hours ago. And I guess the real question is, does anybody freaking care anymore? And we can head over to the NFT side of things.
It's far away, so maybe I don't think you're gonna get like the crazy social media reaction immediately as we approach October. I'd imagine you'll see more people get pumped about it. Maybe certain parties announced or certain like projects that will be present and holding their side events. I'm pumped for it. If I could, I would. If I'm around there, I would fucking definitely show up. I mean, they're renowned to be very cool gatherings, right? And then you add Lisbon to the map. I mean, you've got to be I don't know how you fuck something like that up. So I'm bullish on it, man. I think it's cool. The fact that it's not like
if you have a bunch of angry apes talking about floor prices the whole time, I mean,
so yeah,
yeah, and I get it. If that's like, to me, here's the thing though. Like, it's no secret that I took a pretty fucking big hit very early this year, right? My floor prices, you want to talk about down, mine are down. You hear me whining? Do you hear me bringing it up here in the fucking show every single time? What tells me about these people is that they shouldn't have ever been in that fucking club in the first place.
I don't get where this is all coming from. This is the predominant theme is like that everybody's kind of coping or something. Like from my timeline that I'm seeing, it's just like, dude, all the paper hands are gone. Like the only people that are holding that are left holding are the diamond handed people anyways. Why is this a thing is kind of the question that I'm asking. It's just like, this is the people that are left.
No, but it's the same phenomenon. I agree with you, and I don't. But do you think like the people that are left are the ones complaining? Because I always like we've been seeing it and say, right, like the people that love to shit talk and fucking complain about other projects are non-holders, which is mind blowing to me. The fuck you care, right? It's the same thing with apes. The fuck you care. You know, if somebody owns it and still holding, well, fuck, maybe they find value in having it. Everybody else, the fuck you care. You know, let them cook. They've been fucking spearheading this movement for a long time. They've got a ginormous war chest. We haven't seen them reveal anything, man. I mean, the best you could do is just sit back and hope that they do something fucking amazing, because it's gonna fucking help everybody else.
But
Drake
then
Marty
and
fix apes, get them monad and bear airdrops. Go ahead.
Yeah, Marty and all the trolls need to shit on something to feel anything, to feel alive. You know, just remember that there's a bunch of trolls out there that like have to shit on things to feel cool about anything. So that's just the way it is.
The ApeCoin community has more of a reason to be negative towards just the overall direction of the project. Bored Apes and the Yacht Club, like I feel like they're caught up in this shit, and yeah, they made some mistakes here or there, but it's just unwarranted. Whereas ApeCoin, I think, is fully warranted.
I understand like the frustration with the farmers and the Blur situation, right? I understand the frustration with the token, man. Every ecosystem has these things. We all knew when we signed up to these things that there would be experiments, that there would be, you know, setbacks, dude. Like if you're fighting it, if you were a holder and are no longer a holder and you're complaining about your loss or anything, you should have never been there in the first place, and you had plenty of opportunities to cash out. So like, don't put it on the team. It's your fault. Take responsibility. It's part of the self-sovereignty fucking ethos. You know, read the fine print next time you go fucking mint something, man.
I feel like most of this is where I'm getting. So Justin's giving, rightfully so. Like there's two sides of a lot of debates. This one too. But to me, it's like the people that were acting like pricks. Yes, certainly there's probably some still left, but most of those people are gone. Like the only people left are the ones that actually care about Bored Ape Yacht Club. So I just feel like you're like pointing the target at the people that are left, and it's like, well, who, why? What,
There's
like,
there's something very interesting and true about the psychology around what Justin's pointing out, though, because I've always felt that not all of it, but a large percentage, you know, maybe in the like 60, 70, 80% of all of the hatred that is directed at Bored Apes is from people that didn't get one, that are angry that it got so big. Like there's so much just hate and anger around other people succeeding and feeling like you missed out, and like then just being angry at them because they're loud and sharing their wins. And yeah, that is obnoxious. I get it that it's obnoxious, but you know what is also obnoxious is just being a fucking hater on everybody else that is winning. That's fucking obnoxious too.
Like Franklin encapsulates this for me. Like Franklin was that ick kind of cringe dude. Like even in the club, everyone's like, unless they were simps. There was a lot of Franklin simps. I don't know how.
Sure, but like, what is that? Why does that?
But like he's gone. You know, like,
have to like rub off on the whole.
That's what I'm saying. The people like this are gone. They left to the point who was making it, Squashman. Those guys are gone. They've moved on. The ones you're talking about, like I don't get the continued bashing. You know, at 50 ETH, at 60, 70 ETH, it's like, haha, yeah, but it's like, bro, we're at 10 ETH. Like, just, like, and the only
not
people here left are
Send
just
it to
here.
zero. Send it to zero.
Obviously, like, it's good. And if, like, you're frustrated, like, take time. Like, that's what I've been doing. And I'll tell you a really cool story. I finished doing my shows with you guys yesterday, and it was Moonbird Mondays, and I just barely caught it on my feed. I fired up all my audio stuff, and I joined my fam, and I had a fucking blast. It was an hour and a half, catching up with some friends, talking art, seeing what I've missed. It was so cool. It was like being back home, you know, or at a homie's house where you just know everybody. It was really, really cool. I put up my Moonbird banner back on and on Twitter. I always knew I would eventually figure my way back towards it, right? And there are many things that I'm frustrated and feeling shitty about, right? If I focus on that, I'm gonna be as miserable as these dumb cunts. But the thing is, I don't want to focus on that, man. I want to be fucking positive. I want to expect and cheer on the people that are still in the fucking arena trying to make this work. And I think like collections like Bored Ape, collections like Proof, for all the fucking FUD they received, the people that are still there, like those are the motherfuckers that have made Web3 what it is today. And like they deserve a little bit of respect, man. And like I that's just my case. Like, it's like, why would you focus on tearing people like that down?
It's just
it's useless. It serves no purpose. You're not helping anybody. It's not like a public surface, and now you're not saving anybody. You know, like whoever wants to mint one or be a part of it, they will be.
As the floor price goes down, the amount of shitty, or actually, let's just say floor price goes down, like actual legitimate people ratio goes up. And so we're sitting at 10 ETH floor price. Like all of those folks have left. You're left with a small minority probably that are still fucking shitheads and all that stuff. And then guys like Squashman and guys like hopefully like other apes.
Like Nifty Q.
Or it's just like we're left to bear this load that guys like Franklin and the rest of those cocksuckers did. Sorry, I used bad language. I just talked with my family today. I just talked with my mother today. No, I just talked to my mother today. She hated it. She hates it. I'm so sorry for that. But it just feels so weird to do it at this point. But it's a low hanging fruit. Go ahead, DP.
It's dancing on graves, man. That's a personality flaw in my opinion. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that anybody that's still like, Listen, I look anybody that still kind of like hates Bored Apes because of the fact that they didn't get in is that's wash to me, because at this point, I mean, listen, it's to me, it's nothing to hate on. I mean, there's so many other opportunities that have come, so many other collections that have been printing. Look, Bored Apes business is Bored Apes business to me. Like I'm not in it. You know what I mean? And so whatever they do is what they do. I am interested in seeing, how they make their comeback, seeing some of the things that they implement. But other than that, man, I'm honestly just a spectator. I'm indifferent. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how everybody else should be that isn't directly involved with the project. I mean, we see them trying to claw their way back. And I think, if you aren't helping, then just sit and watch, see what happens.
DC is saying usually when this is the morale, it's probably the bottom for BAYC and MAYC. I can see you guys are hurting, comes with the territory. So two things to that. One, we've been saying that though for a long time. We're like, damn, sentiment feels like it bottomed. Like this must be the bottom, and it keeps
bunch of people
bottoming.
got liquidated on that thesis.
and then also I can see you guys are hurting, comes with the territory. I will say that like Bored Apes that are left, the guys that aren't, I'm not going to try. I'm trying my best not to use bad language for this portion of the episode. The bad guys that are left, or the shitty guys, whatever. We've been dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like we've been dealing with this since the very beginning, all the way on that run up. So yes, it comes with the territory. We've been dealing with it literally forever. It's one of the main cool things that still remains about BAYC is that they continue to be in the limelight, whether negative or positive. Huda, go ahead. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. It's good to see you guys. Shit, I missed you.
What's good with it?
Yeah, everything's good. How about you guys? Good to see you.
You jumped in at a juicy part in the episode, sir.
You said, man, you said something right when I jumped in, and I was going to lean into that. There's something dirty, so maybe it's better I don't.
You've been getting after it. I've been looking on your profile on X. A lot of work being done behind the scenes on Slam Vision. You guys have a lot of things coming with a wink action. I'm not going to say it. I don't know if I'm allowed all that stuff, but we do have you in here today. You have obviously been in the scene, I'm sure, over the last 72 hours since we saw you last. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm actually tired. It takes a lot to get me tired, but I'm fucking there. But dude, I don't know. I mean, it feels like I'm still trying to figure out where we're going and what's happening and what are people interested in. And it's still, I don't think we know till weeks after the halving. Like it feels weird out there, like it has for the past few weeks, probably a couple months here. BRC 20s, to me, that clouds everything. I have a hard time reading the space right here because that does, muddy the waters a bit. I don't know. Lots of feel out still. Solana having its network issues also kind of clouds things. Like it's hard to gauge people's interest in when there's a whole freaking network, a whole blockchain, a top 3 blockchain that doesn't work right now. So yeah, it's just hard to get a gauge on stuff, but still enjoying it.
Mike Finch was messaging me here a couple days ago saying, I feel your base god pain. I had a BRC 20. He mentioned a BRC 20 that actually went like 60 or 80x on him, but he missed out. Like he sold, I don't know why he sold all that stuff. But anyways, like I'm bringing that into context because it seems like there's a ton of action still and will continue to be, like you're saying, on BRC 20s.
A fuck ton. Yeah. And I heard too that there's going to be some like programmability added to BRC 20s, which changes a lot. Because I thought BRC 20s were just going to die as soon as runes go live. And maybe that's not the case. So, like, I've not seen that out there. I've not seen people talking about it. But the person who said it is somebody who, like, knows. Like, they're very reputable. They're very deep in the space. So, yeah, I mean, if you can all of a sudden program those things, can you start doing, more fungible token kind of, like trading with them instead of what's going on now? These, like, batch transfers, these, trading bundles via an NFT. So, I'm curious, just again, sitting back and watching how this stuff unfolds.
All right. Love to have you here on the show, sir. Go ahead, Giff.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been doing our best to cover runes and ordinals and everything. The runes stuff and BRC 20 stuff is really deep in the weeds right now. Like it's not uncomplicated. And so I've been like dabbling. This is why I was very slow to get into ordinals, and I think when I did was a good time. When I finally like started playing in, I felt like I had at least some kind of idea what I was doing. I wasn't just buying a bunch of crap, and it's worked out pretty well so far. Shout out World Peace. But the runes thing is still in that sort of like, I don't feel like I know enough. Other than it is like a BRC20, more of like a fungible token, good for launching meme coins and different types of tokens within Bitcoin. And so it is kind of competing with BRC20. And then there's a bunch of different specifics and details that are all being rolled out on like how they operate. You can like set parameters for like when they start, when they end. But dude, the runes meta is going to be big, and it's one of those things that I'm definitely going to slow play it, because I feel like while there's going to be a lot of opportunities to rush in, a lot of people are also going to get wrecked. Like, I don't know. And especially with Bitcoin, I'm just like more careful in general.
I'll tell you why I'm like so interested in runes too. And I think it is smart to like slow play it, because I think systems need to be built around it. But of course, I'm going to go like a Quantum Cats angle here and with OP Cat. But Udi keeps teasing, like he's just big on teasing and drawing stuff out. And I think he clearly has a plan here. Okay, so he's been teasing that OP Cat's going to enable also programmability on Bitcoin, like on a wider scale. Yesterday, Quantum Cats dropped some kind of like bridge. I have trouble wrapping my head around what this thing actually is. But did you guys see that Cat VM bridge?
No,
it's actually, I mean, to me, a big deal. Again, I'm trying to understand what the hell it actually is, because awesome. It says it uses OP Cat, but that's not live except on testnet. So where does this thing really exist? And also, is this the first time we're seeing all that $8 million they raised put to work? And is this telling us they're actually building protocol systems, whatever, over on Bitcoin? If so, that makes me extra bullish on runes, because again, Udi, being methodical, laying stuff out ahead of time, has said many times, hey, runes, yes, there's going to be money to be made over in them, but they function like BRC20s, like kind of temper your expectations long term. But OP Cat fixes this. Again, I think he's dropping little hints at what they're building, what they're actually working on behind the scenes. So that has me like super excited.
Again, like I mostly understand and follow that, but there's still some of that I'm just like, what?
Yeah. I'm with you too.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it's not what, it's risk, more risk, and a little bit of extra risk on top. It's like, damn. But if it works, like Huda says, I mean, and I expect some of this to work. I don't expect all of these things to work, but I think it's very reasonable to expect some of them to do so. And I'm with Huda in that camp that I think OpCat is the most compelling proposition I've seen. But I'm still, dude, I'm cheering the fucking runes people. I can't wait for our show on Saturday, Huda. It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh man,
dude, you think there's a chance that it's just hyped and it like doesn't actually, that it's not as like for instance, the Blast launch was kind of underwhelming, and I think Blast has sort of like done this and now it's picking back up, and I think that people are still excited and playing around. We can get into that in a little bit. I'm very excited about Blast. I've actually been bridging more, but do you think it's like maybe too hyped and the expectations are too high that it could disappoint a lot of people out of the gate?
Very, very, very possible. And I see that take out there here and there too, like super possible. And I also just wonder like how much these centralized exchanges, like how excited they are. Cause to me, that matters more than how much other people, like people we know, are trading it. Because if it goes on those exchanges, man, they're going to be all about that narrative of the Bitcoin meme coin stuff. I think they'll eat that shit up. So we'll see. I want to say too, though, man, part of what makes this tricky is how unfair in a way the Ordinals ecosystem is, right? It's kind of like, okay, I love the CyberKong's new rune. I like what they're doing a lot. I love rewarding people who have been diamond handing and holding, but the whole space has been working like this now for the past year. Like, look at runestones, all these things that are rewarding, early adopters. Okay. When you said earlier, Biggie, high risk, and there's probably a reward on the other side, you're totally right. The unfortunate part here is it's high risk for people who weren't in early. People who are there get all this shit for free, like very little skin in the game, and they just keep getting rewarded and rewarded. So, it's weird splitting the community like that, and it's a pretty big split.
And there's a bigger split than that you're not taking into account, Huda, and that is that even if you are being rewarded early right now, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to play it. It doesn't mean you're going to be the one to get the gains, right? Like, I think that's what we're most interested in right now in doing, especially that initial effect, right? Where people are setting up their nodes, trying to make sure that their transactions get, ahead of everybody else's so that they can actually, take profits, right? I think there's going to, and we've talked about this, there's going to be a tremendous disparity between the haves and the haves not, especially in this initial cycle, right? And we can already see that it's going to cause commotion, it's going to cause complaints. Okay, so if those are the knowns, to me, there's two ways this can play out. One is the community is so disgusted by it, whether they were first and received all the runes or came later and everything. If they see that the value is just completely sucked up by a very small minority, those dudes are, pitchforks. It's a traditional crypto bullshit shit show, right? The big question that I have there and that I'm very interested in seeing, because it's going to say a lot, is what does the community actually do? Does it move past it in like Solana? Do they become glass eaters and say, fuck that, we see the light at the end of the tunnel and we're going to push through and show you that this is worth it and this is just short term? Or they're going to fucking nuke it. I do think also there's a potential there where many people might say, I mean, Nakamoto update it was today for stacks, 5-second transactions, finality on Bitcoin. I would not be surprised if some of these rune folk have trouble with Lightning and have all these issues with the nodes and look over at stacks and they're like, hey, Alex can wrap this shit. They can wrap Bitcoin, they can wrap these fucking runestones, and we can go on to L2 and transact the living fuck out of there with no qualms whatsoever. If that happens, I mean, I'm bullish for both. I'm bullish for all of them. Stacks, runes, BTC. But it's that direction. It's like, where are you going to go and where are you going to focus? Obviously, I hope, as I'm expecting some level of shit show just for your sake, because I ain't holding any runes. I want you guys to see you succeed. And so I hope you take the Solana route and fucking eat glass.
All right, we got an update here from DP on Rune Cats that I want to show up on the screen. Also, some comments coming through saying that Ola Art is saying the fee for inscribing something on Bitcoin after the halving will be way too high. Draco Velli over on X is saying the BAYC model on steroids. Ola Art saying, I think the activity with NFTs on BTC will slow if the fees are too high. And Nick is saying early whales know what they are doing in all of these ecosystem. Pranksy-esque shit will always go down.
True.
Any responses there?
Yeah, true. I think on Bitcoin again, I think there's like going to be an opportunity for this counterculture to build. Like these people who are just, they're so priced out of everything. They're like, fuck it, we'll go kind of create stuff ourselves, which is awesome, and build their own pocket and grow that. And I don't know, yeah. It's just again fun. I just keep saying it, but it's so fun to just kind of watch something new unfold.
DP, what do you got?
Okay. And I this is a project that I saw that hit my radar probably like maybe like a week or two ago, and I was I signed up for the whitelist, and it's just been, I've been watching the mint was supposed to happen today. Well, the mint did happen today, right? But throughout the whole time, we didn't necessarily know what the price would be. So many of the rooms projects have been kind of like giving like free mints. So this project, they gained a lot of hype, had a lot of people excited, and so they told people to top their wallets off for the mint. So the price that they told people to top what they told people to top their wallets off with was 0.02 Bitcoin. And people were like, what? 0.02 Bitcoin? What the fuck? And so they were tearing them up in the comments. And so, they came out with these posts like, listen, we know the cheap projects are usually sus, the holders that we need to hold, blah, 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 blah. It's actually on their page. If you go scroll down that page, you can see how spicy they were talking to people, because the mint price ended up being 0.0059 for whitelist and 0.01 Bitcoin for public sale. So the mint happened. It's a 10K PFP project. When the mint happened, they only minted, when I checked in, they were like at 600. They only minted out like 600. and they actually were turning their comments off under their post for a second because so many people were flooding them and was calling them a cash grab. And so then they put up a post saying that they were going to release a coin, and then an hour ago they just put up a post saying that they were shutting down their public mint. And basically the reason I linked them is because it's just another example of a way to fuck up the momentum and fuck the mint up and end up ruining the whole project.
And if it's large enough, a whole fucking cycle. Like, obviously, RuneCats isn't gonna like slow this down, but we saw it in a smaller ecosystem with Say, where it was just like a couple losses. You know, when they could have been dubs, can get the momentum going in a different direction. So, all right, Mark Eller Power saying if we are tracing the East cycle, all the derivatives, cats, dogs, punks, etc. etc. is a signal of the top.
Somebody getting that Bitcoin puppets.
I see that. Also,
I have a question for Huda real quick. Like, do you think a year from now, year and a half, are we still going to be talking like Bitcoin prices as in 0.005 BTC, or are we going to switch to the sats system and we're going to be like, yeah, it's 5,000 sats, and then we're going to have to do the decimal conversion?
Dude, I never thought of that. I can't fathom a time where we price.
I heard DP just talk about that, and I was like, 0.005. It's like, it's so annoying to do that in your head when you're talking about these prices for BTC and then convert them to. I mean, it's interesting, like the many different things that these ecosystems can mold, right? Even like our understanding or communication of prices.
I can't wait to find out. It's the same kind of thing that we're finding out, over in ETH. Are we going to start pricing stuff in US dollar value? It's like, those are the kind of questions nobody has answers for. Although on ETH, maybe we are starting to find that out. So like, will we start pricing stuff in sats over on Bitcoin in the future? Maybe. We'll never do that. And I can just tell you for the simple fact that if I know about how much Bitcoin is at the moment, 60 something thousand. And if I say 0.1 of that, then I know, I could do the math in my head. I can't do fucking 10,000 Satoshis or 15, 25,000 Satoshis. I have no idea what that denomination is. When Bitcoin's a million,
but it's when, because like once Bitcoin is above 500K, I'm talking years out, but like we're gonna get there where Bitcoin is so expensive that when you're talking about 0.01 Bitcoin, like that's a much bigger purchase. And for anything that's not a big purchase, you're talking sats. Like you have to be.
All right, Cats Fanatic saying there's no way we'll talk in sats. Nick Sorber saying y'all need to be coming out to Vegas soon. All right, I'm going to get to this Moonbird comment by Space Ghost. There's a lot of comments coming through here, specifically a lot that we didn't get to in that BAYC conversation. That one is it's a very subjective, kind of emotional thing when you bring up that project here in the NFT space, specifically on the Ethereum side. So we can take a look at that. There were some really good ones, but I do have to get to the remainder of these topics and these stories to see if we can unearth anything. By the way, guys, we have about 10 minutes left in this NFT live. I appreciate y'all joining over there on YouTube as well as X. It looks like we topped out at 40 over here on YouTube. We're at 228 here in totality, in total. Yeah, so we're gonna be flying through this. Let's see. Let me get into these last BAYC comments to see if we can get to anything. Mark is saying, yes, your guys' discussion is the very essence of cycles. The S curve is on our side. So talking about basically like it does feel like the bottom is in on the sentiment overall. Hopefully, that's what he's kind of getting at. Yeah, DC
go take out a bunch of leverage on some apes, man. We'll find out.
DC is saying fair play to you guys, though. It takes a lot of balls to stream live and deal with idiots trolling. Stats has been really, really getting after Blur here over the past 48 hours. That's the other kind of feature to all of this, like the amount that's owned by farmers and what is going on with Blur that's leading to this BAYC price being suppressed, if that's the take you want to do it, to go with. Let's see. Any others here? I know Squash was talking a lot of great BAYC comments, and he's one of the good ones, right? Like we touched on that. Like there's still a ton of BAYC members. That ratio has to be extremely high of like legit diamond-handed community holders. When it comes to, I'm not even counting the farmers in this, right? The farmers are their own ratio. I'm counting at the asshole to legitimate community members in BAYC. That's got to be high. But anyways, there is another. Anybody have any last thoughts there on the BAYC stuff? I don't want to spend too much more time.
Yeah,
but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Huda.
They're going lower, and I'm now starting to get worried that motherfucking Yuga Labs, who I love and I do respect, that they're about to fuck up the CryptoPunks. I think they're gonna fuck up the CryptoPunks, guys. I'm not happy about that. Fair. I'm like getting pissed. That bullshit book. Like I was excited for this, like that pink, what was it, free to claim book? Right? That was cool. I like that stuff. But again, as soon as I like start putting things together in my head, I'm like, okay, CryptoPunks book, free to claim, costs $100. Stop fucking doing anything with the CryptoPunks. Anything. Don't do your little artist program with it. Like put that on proof. Don't do anything with the CryptoPunks. Nothing. I'm legit worried about punks now.
Damn.
So you don't want them to do anything. You don't want them to touch anything.
Nothing. Let
Not
them
like
out
an
there.
event, not anything.
This is a purist take right here.
Give it to the community. Let the community do anything they want, but Yuga Labs themselves don't do anything.
Or shit, give it to Sotheby's.
There's very little that, I mean, like, there's very little they can do that will enhance what they were. They were already the pinnacle. They were already the best. You can't do anything to add on to that. I mean, like, man, to me, again, I saw Beanie's takes on this that Yuga Labs would fuck them up, and I didn't buy it at all. But like, I'm starting to sense it, and I'm starting to feel it. Every little thing you do just takes away a little bit, especially if you do it wrong. A little bit at a time.
That's the thing. Are the activations wrong or are they right? Yes, you're in, and there are some fair criticisms to be thrown that way with Yuga. But go ahead, DP.
No, I was about to say shit, man. Donate one to one of these museums out here. You know what I mean? Like donate one of the most exclusive punks to a museum, make it a historical artifact. You know, do like a big digital screen. Transfer the NFT over to the museum and put it in there and put it on display. You know, try to etch it into history. That's really the best play that I could see, because you gotta, these things are supposedly artifacts. I'm really just going through my mind trying to see how, you know, you get the hype back centered around Bored Apes and CryptoPunks and everything else. And I don't know, man. I think you got to go to historical route now.
Yep. GIF was asking me about the SAY token price this morning, and I said it has less to do with SAY and more to do with whether I think the overall market is going to continue down or up. Right. Mm-hmm. So like, if the market continues down, I don't know what price I would have SAY at, because it doesn't make sense for me to buy it at 30 cents when the shit is still, the market in total is still going down. Like, it has nothing to do with SAY. And so I feel like this conversation with Bored Ape Yacht Club, even though it sounds like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid now, I'm standing up for them. It's like every project is wrecked outside of Pudgy Penguins and potentially Milady's. Like Pudgy Penguins never, when that shit was turned around, it was a totally different timeline. They had never hit all-time highs when it came to these abnormal prices like Moonbirds and Punks and Bored Apes. And so I sit here and I feel like I have to defend Bored Ape a little bit and be like, everything that had that run in 21 is fucking down, but somehow it's Yuga's fault. Like that's where
so for me, it's not even me. I'm not trying to put you in a position where you have to defend them. What I'm saying is, like, and this is like, this is not me trying to FUD the project or anything. I'm just thinking to myself, like, nobody's really talking about them. Like, they just aren't in the conversation anymore. Like, nobody really mentions Bored Ape Yacht Club anymore when it comes to NFTs. Like, Pudgy Penguins, one thing about them, they were always still kind of in the conversation a little bit. Bored Apes and CryptoPunks, from what they were just, you know, not even 24 months ago to now, is like they've completely lost all steam. And I'm just trying to, like, I'm wondering what could get them, you know, what could get them back in the forefront of the conversation. That's all I'm saying.
They
like,
gotta deliver something.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like, to me, the biggest problem there is probably less to do with Bored Apes and it's more to do with the other side. Like, that land sale is what really hurts them as a brand overall. Massive fucking sale. People spend a lot of money and there's nothing. You can't do shit with your, well, I guess you can do stuff with your land.
Well, I think we're gonna get more land, Huda.
we're getting more land, like another sale. They would never.
I heard something about a Moonbird Island or some shit.
No.
Free? No.
They
I
did
hope not.
they
I
did
don't
say
know.
that 100K. I think that was a whole nother. That was like the 19th. This is how long ago 2022 feels, right? Like that when they created that guideline of saying they have 100K more land.
I remember that.
That
was the COVID time, right?
Yeah, it was
like that's when we thought we were living in the digital world from now on. Like
Yeah,
that's
they need
what,
to switch
yeah.
that
So
up.
that makes sense. But
Take
like,
me back.
I'll just say like, with punks, I think the Beeple party was like the coolest fucking thing ever. Like more again, just let the community go wild, do whatever, and just don't touch. Like I dropped a link of the specific tweet where again, Beanie made the connection for me in my head, and again, I see it and I'm like, it's just a bad look. It just feels weird.
All right.
Draco, that's exactly what I was about to say. Draco Valley, that's where my mind
And it's
just
the
went
picture.
to.
Scroll down, make sure you see that. It's a book free to claim. At least tell me it's free for the holders, for CryptoPunk holders, but free to claim book in the spirit of CryptoPunks, $100. Again, I'm like, normally I wouldn't care, but it's just every time I get one of those bad feels, I'm like,
It costs a lot of money to produce these
physical?
and then ship them around. Yeah, it's a real book. Like that's an expensive thing to produce.
But for holders, make it free for them. Like that, I think would make this a non-thing. Like
they could, they could do cool things. But to me, this kind of fits into the whole like just fudding shit to fudge shit, like finding problems everywhere you look. And it's easy right now because it's right when you say they haven't had a lot of big W's recently. That's true. But I don't know, man. There's rose-colored glasses and then there's just shit-colored brown glasses. And I feel like so much of what's happening, especially whenever the market's tanking and all the floor prices are fucking down, like Q said, is everybody's looking through shit-covered glasses and just like, I don't know, man. It's
but see, the market just started tanking though. Like this has been going on long before the market started tanking.
I think it's a matter of timing, especially. I mean, if we're talking about the reaction to this book or whatever.
Yeah.
Terrible timing.
This wouldn't be a thing if floor prices were going the other way.
Well,
I just don't think it's even
saying,
a combo.
Squashman's also bringing out. I think if Yuga did nothing with the CryptoPunks, we'd be in the exact same place.
I do think. Look, let me like reset the table. We get it. This shit's fucking crappy. Okay.
Yeah. What do we do now?
Let me first address my brother Space Ghost, who's holding a bag. Like
there we go. We've been waiting.
And I'm telling you right now, Space, we are gonna.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yuga. We are gonna save Yuga. We're gonna have to.
Yuga should have become a VC fund. That's what they should have done. They should have went the VC route. They should have become like A16Z.
Look, I think you guys are being, I mean, justly so, very hard on the market leader in Yuga. But let's try to think a little bit positive and about the things we don't know. Yes, they did this book with punks and it was ill received and it was horrible timing and probably they should, like Huda says, the punks should have gotten it for free. When it comes to what Yuga is supposed to deliver, again, many people in the Proof and Moonbirds community are very eager to find out, and we've been told we're getting very close to those unveilings or announcements or roadmaps or what have you. Look, I'm with you, Space, in the regards that, like, I don't know where Moonbirds are gonna head. I don't know where Apes are gonna head. I don't know where Yuga's gonna go. I know they have a huge war chest. I know they, in buying Proof and Moonbirds, they not only acquired, like, significant IP in my regard when it comes to Web3 and culture and art, but also the remaining community, the community that I deeply love, core non-deadwood fucking Proof and Moonbirds, some of the most stellar folk you'll ever have, creative wise, thoughtful wise, bar none, like no comparable. So in my opinion, it behooves them to lean into that, right? And to uplift it and to try to like really pour gasoline on what we were doing over there culture wise and try to bring it together with what Yugo is doing.
Wow.
If they're able to pull something significant off, and I understand the bar is fucking high, then they'll be back in the conversation. If there's anybody that has the war chest to do something of the sort, it's Yuga. I want to believe that it's Yuga. Now, how
Here's
fucked
where-
are we? Well, all I have is fucking hopium for you right now, my friend. We're pretty fucked.
The one undeniable thing with all this is like Yuga taking L's for it's their fault, right? Like this is a great example that we just brought in the book claim or whatever. Like, regardless of where we would be if they had a W, they still need to have the W. You see what I mean? Like that's where they are falling short unsubjectively. Like, they are taking L's when they should be taking W's, regardless of if the market would respond to it. It needs to feel like a cool fucking thing. Like, Hood is saying, like, the book claim kind of sucked. Yeah, what that needs to not be the reaction. They need to start doing cool ass shit. And regardless if the floor price goes up, they just need to start having W's, man. That's what's missing. It's like they just keep giving us, and the haters, they give haters the room to say, look at this stupid shit. Look at this stupid thing that they did. It's like, Yuga should not be doing it.
Good point.
Yeah, I do think we're at a point where Yugo needs to start launching some of these things that they've kept under wraps. I mean, and I can't guarantee that to you. All I know is that from what happened in the beginning of the years, one of the main things that we were told and promised is that there's many things that will be unveiled this year that they are very bullish on.
What's the
And like, honestly, to me, like not hearing leaks, you know, because usually you hear rumors or leaks or, you know, insider info, is kind of bullish to me. Like, if they are really capable of keeping this under wraps the way they have and wow us with some cool stuff in the coming weeks, months, yeah, I get it. You're being very negative, Q. But I think, you know, again,
the whole thing was building out in the open. The whole thing was
yeah.
building, their whole ethos was building out in the open. And then you're going to go to this mode of like, we're doing really cool shit, but never tell us.
It's called crisis mode, Q. I mean, you have to fucking bob and weave. It's not, I don't think it's like productive, right? Especially after the things that they've been doing. I don't know, acquiring Proof and Moonbirds. I do think it warrants a little bit of like, hey, we need to come together and figure some stuff out and we'll get back to you. I don't think like they're absconding anything, right? I just think like they're like, this is how we need to play this hand this time around. That would be my take on it. Again, I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to be hopeful. I understand shit's crappy. It's just, I don't find it productive at all. Like, I get it. It's like,
It's not.
you know, definitely highlight like the wrongs and definitely like say, hey, this shit could have done better. This was wrong, whatever and everything. I'm not going to wallow in it. I want to see, I want to see Yuga succeed. It behooves everybody to see Yuga succeed. And like, I do feel it's warranted that given the crisis that we're in and the fucking turbulence that we just passed, like ending the year and the beginning of this one, it's like, hey, I mean,
But that should have no effect on their ability to launch cool shit. That were, regardless of market conditions, anything like that, they have $1 billion, whatever the hell they have.
I wish I knew what they were launching, but I definitely know that, like this book, there's other stuff to be able to fucking.
But Draco's saying that you can't secure one hype drop. Like, you can't do one thing on like and just have it be cool.
That's
Let
why
that guy
I said,
say something.
Oh, I thought you were trying to get deep.
I want to hear what Gip was trying to say.
do that.
Well, you're
No,
probably gonna like what I have to say the least because I think you're probably the biggest fan of Beanie here. But look, Beanie, just remember, Beanie was the one that engagement farmed and shat all over the Pudgy Penguins Walmart news. And I'm sorry, like, if somebody can explain to me what is the thing that Beanie has built that has ended up being a great success long term, I want to know, because my understanding is that he was part of Pixel Vault and then he got kicked out of that for weird shit. And then we've seen how that's been very up and down. A lot of people not super happy with how that's gone. Before that, Zach XBT exposed him for a bunch of shady shit. Right now, the only thing that I know that he's doing is Nut Market, which hasn't even launched yet. So, like, what's the thing that Beanie has built that shows that he's this fucking brilliant leader that everybody should listen to? Because I don't know what it is. I get he's got a big following and he's an OG in the space. But like, why? I just don't understand why we fixate so much on his hot takes when he's in engagement farming with negativity just on everybody else that's doing shit. I don't like how much we fixate on certain people, especially when it's just negative, like engagement farming, bro. Like he's just shitting on things. It gets back to what I was posting about the other day. Dude, it is the easiest fucking thing in the world to tear shit down. It's so easy to go out there and be the fucking critic and just shit on everybody, dude. It's not impressive. I just don't find any of it impressive, dude. Like, I know that a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, he's so smart. He's so right. It's like, it's so easy. I can go look at all the things that he's done. And if I wanted to spend my life this way, I could literally tear down every single fucking thing that Beanie has ever probably done. Because it's not hard. But actually building something meaningful and being productive, that's fucking hard, especially in the face of all this nonsense. So I'm not sure what the thing that Beanie's done other than being an OG and making a bunch of money off of fucking people that aren't as smart as him and having a bunch of hot takes online. I don't know what he's built that makes him the fucking expert leader.
Effect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great take, by the way. And funny, more and more I've been seeing how wrong he has been on a lot of things. He missed ordinals completely. Like he missed that. He faded ordinals very early on. Look at how Thog is playing out right now too. The what is it? Theory of gravity. That's not going very well so far too. His batting average is really starting to fall. I was talking actually just this morning in my group, and I'm like, man, both Udi actually and Beanie, they're dangerously, like they're right on this edge of almost being boomer cringe out of touch. Like they really are. It's interesting. So I feel that with both of them. Beanie in particular with that take, I thought that one got me. Like I still think there's a little something there, but again, that's such a minor thing. It's such a minor little thing. Ultimately, though, I'll say this: my take on Yuga Labs. Okay, Bored Apes in particular, I don't think they actually need to change much. I don't. I think it is us as collectors. We are the ones who need to change our expectations, because I really think ultimately the utility thing, it leans more towards being a meme than not. There's just not that much utility you can deliver that makes these things worth the prices that we collectively drove them up to, right? They did not price them at certain marks here. We drove them up there. So it is us who needs to change our expectations. And it's exactly why you're seeing things like Milady and that Retardio Remilio, whatever, doing well on Solana, those kind of things. There's no expectations, so you can still speculate forever on them.
It's a really great point. Some of this is almost a cycle or two early of like what they can actually provide, right? The infrastructure, all of these things, like it is what it is. It's a tough pill to swallow too, because it's basically saying like, look, if you are trying to build a product, what is that product that can really represent that floor price, well? And what you're basically saying is like not much.
Dude, it doesn't exist. I don't think.
I'm gonna have this to me is one of the hottest takes I could ever have, because a lot of people may or may not know how I feel about Farouk. I'm not a fan of Farouk. I don't think it's a big secret for a lot of reasons. And I've been there since the beginning, watching him do what he's done. But I think Farouk is a way better leader and builder than Beanie. Just because he's stuck to something and has built Rug Radio into a legitimate fucking enterprise that's now like buying other legitimate enterprises. So it's like, at least I could look and say like, yo, look at what he's done. He has something that I can point to and be like, he actually did something impressive that he's stuck to. And he's not just jumping from thing to thing to get your money into his fucking bags. He's trying to build a legit fucking business. So as much as I don't love Farouk he's not my guy. Like, I feel like I would listen to him as a leader before I would ever listen to somebody like fucking Beanie.
All right, I've got to move us into these last two like very quick topics. We did have this Lucky Trader announcement about the Arcade token. So Arcade will release a base layer 2 version of its Clash of Claims, rewarding holders of on-chain Gaias and other base NFT collections, as well as Friendtech and Warpcast users. Now, this is important because the Arcade token, actually, again, from Tyler, so he's doing some good work, is officially live and claimable. So holders instantly join the Arcade DAO and begin voting on governance proposals. The team gamified the claim with easy stake to earn and LP options. So if you're watching, if you're listening, that that arcade token is live. We'll see how large of a airdrop or claim this is for the users, depending on what activity you were doing on your wallet and things like this. So that's the only other thing. And then I did have a very brief meme coin announcement here from Memeland, right? So we do see the Rune coin mentioned here. Meet Rune coin, pioneering fungible token on Bitcoin. We've been talking about this, so you should be well aware. Also saying farm Rune coin by completing quest or staking meme coin, or both. So
That's cool as hell.
yep. The Memeland also knows how to gamify things really well, and this is just an example, right? So I checked out the meme coin price. It wasn't doing much, right? So if I'm on the monthly chart here, it had that effect here over the, here's World War III starting, but not much of an effect from this announcement on that staking meme could get you Rune token. So that's it for me, guys. I do have to run here in the next 5 minutes, but any last topics, anything we need to touch on?
I just say, man, Rona has been doing Leonidas and them have been doing a fucking bang up job creating this hype around runes. Like, this shit is pretty much, and maybe it's because like I'm in the algorithm now, but this shit is everywhere.
Everywhere, bro.
That's why I worry that it might be overhyped a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe it comes out and it's as big as everybody anticipates, but I feel like this could be a Blast 2.0 situation.
Do you feel though Blast in the long run, I think you do, like is going to be pretty damn excellent. And so I think the same. I think Bitcoin is going to, I think, yeah, the expectations, it's not going to live up to it at first.
It's been interesting to watch. I mean, not with the runes, but with the Blast comment that you just made, Huda. I've actually been seeing a couple of projects leave Blast and go to BAYC.
BAYC is
I'd love to
dude.
hear their thesis or their reason for it, other than I mean I'd hope that they're not just chasing liquidity, right? At the moment, or like being short-term sighted, right, in that regard. But I have seen that happen, and it's been
they're opposing beasts. Dude, again, I've been thinking of this L2 spectrum of base and Blast on basically opposite sides of it, and like one is I think much more for the like long-term retail builders that don't want to be as fixated on token price and airdrops and all that type of shit, and then the other is for like who's going to lean into the degen gamblify mechanics and rewards and all those types of shit. I just think that they're kind of opposing forces. So maybe some people that thought Blast would be a better long-term bet are saying, I think BAYC is better for the type of consumer that I'm looking for, or psychographics.
I have a perfect name for this GIF theorem. We will call it the BB conundrum. The 2B.
BB conundrum.
The BB conundrum. Henceforth.
All right. Here we go. BB conundrum is going to be a main topic. I'll actually put that on. I'm not going to put BB conundrum, but that's going to be the thumbnail for tomorrow. It's going to be the main topic we get to. Let's talk Blast. Let's talk BAYC
versus Blast.
We do have to get off of here. We went a little bit over time today, hour and 17 minutes.
Huda came in late.
Let's go around the pentabox.
Huda,
you got it. Oh, I'm good. Go ahead, Huda.
Oh, I'm up. Yeah, well, first off, appreciate you guys letting me stroll in like casually and late and all that stuff. Really do. Like, I mean it. Like I tweeted earlier, I love coming on here, dude. Like this, like, fuck, dude, this just feels like home. It feels like I feel settled and very, very like, man, it's just very comfy. So it's great to finally be hanging with you guys. It feels like it's been a bit. Man, I just can't wait for the next few days and really next week. After the halving, what does this market look like? I think we're going to have a whole bunch of new things to explore together, dive into, share our insights, hear from the community what they're into, what they're seeing. That's the best part of this all, is figuring it out together, and we're going to get a lot of that coming up. So looking forward to that shit.
Let's fucking go, Huda. All right, DP.
Hey, family. Again, we appreciate you for joining us. Continue to join us if you want information that'll make your life greater, facts that'll increase your gains to the max, and data that'll shit, man.
This is not financial advice. Also, DP short-circuited.
Had it.
Wind it back up.
But anyways, man, look, I have a for faith in next week. I just came over it off the top of my head. I'm freestyling, people. But tune in, continue to join us, continue to fuck with us. We love fucking with y'all. And all the takes were great today. Also, just to answer Aso Era's question, he said, "Do we really need it?" When was the last time we invested in any of the shit that we need? When was the last time we needed anything that's hype?
This is all luxury goods,
right?
All right, Biggie Poppins.
Man, I cannot top this. I love you all. And the feed, my co-host, this is the best show to be a part of. I am grateful to be a part of it. Every day I get to come up here, man. I agree with Huda. I love these people, man. And I love you guys in the audience too. So we'll see you tomorrow. The BB Conundrum. And remember, 3 days from now, we have 420. It's going to be a blast. And, you know, if you're DJing, if you're crazy, you want to come hang out with me and Huda in a couple of hours, we're going to be doing it again. And we're going to be talking probably ordinals. Ordinals
are we doing a 12-hour stream?
Shut it down. Here we go.
Shut it down.
Gift, you send
Dude,
us
I'm
out.
not going to stop talking. By the way, what's your favorite strain? I want to know.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This guy, I mean, look, he's already celebrating 420. Y'all, thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to smash that like. We will be back tomorrow, and drop those OVOTs. Y'all know what it is. Reverber